knowledge on GRAMBO grows. Talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. GRAMBO grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can. I've got the negativity. Cannabis vibes on it. GRAMBO grow, rhymes up here. Grow, grow, what am I with tonight?
Oh my. I hadn't realized that I was going to miss that song. Guys, it has been like 3/4 of a month since I have sat with the GramFam. What is up, guys? Welcome to the Late Night Smoke. My name's Josh GRAMBO. This is Where's that coming from? Okay, there's the fucking thing. See, we're doing this. Before I got started, I was sitting hanging out with my guest. My laptop goes nuclear. Like, I'm talking, I could cook fucking hot dogs during the show. I could roast these bitches up and serve them for $2 a pop, whoever passes through here. And fucking, I was like, maybe I should like look into it. I have a little free time here. And then so all my settings are Foxville Daddy-O, but you know what's not Foxville Daddy-O is my attitude. I missed you guys. It is a happy Father's Day to everybody. Guys, we are going to be talking about cloning plants. I thought that was very apropos. We didn't plan on this. It just kind of turned out that way. And, but instead of calling them mother plants, we're going to call them donor plants. That's right. Go to hell, mothers. It's Father's Day, bro. You got 364 days. You know, it's a mama's world out there. Although my kid's she's a 7-year-old girl. She's a daddy's girl. She fucking that's the one thing. Like I told my ex, like when we did the handoff, you know, she's like, say goodbye to your dad, and she's kind of like blah 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 doing her thing. And I was like, look, I know that kid loves me. There is a feeling when you know your child loves you. It is a feeling, man. And that's kind of how you get with the plants, right? You ever look at your plants and just go like, they like me. They know that I'm raising them to butcher them, dry out their corpse, and then assimilate them into my lung tissue. But like in the meantime, you know, we're vibing, me and them hoes. And isn't that, I mean, Kyle's in the chat there. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, like, hoes like to be assimilated. I don't know what it is. It's a thing about hoes, man. And these girls, God, it is so fun. You get a big plant, you get it all healthy. We're talking about all sorts of different things. I was discussing with Gabe from Jug Dealers, and see, Kyle, he knows he's the real deal. And thank you, Kyle, for dealing with all the stuff. If you guys, I heard Angus got the notification. He got the hash on the way. Thank you, Kyle. I've been AWOL. I've been having to figure out my existence. That's why, guys, I was gone for the last 2 weeks. It was just so much gets going. We're restructuring with Jug Dealers. We're restructuring with Dude Grows. You guys know Strange Show Matt got deleted off YouTube. Everyone gets deleted off of Instagram. Mr. Grow was just deleted off of Instagram. I call it the can apocalypse. And so in this world, that's my full-time job is the can apocalypse. And so with the DGC Cup and just hanging out with my kiddo and everything, man, it burned me out. I needed a little rest. I'm going to sleep for 2 days. I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to bed for 40 hours in a row, because I'm going to give everything I have to you guys tonight. And we're going to give you all the tips. Like I said, we're talking with Jug Dealers, Gabe, and he's giving me all sorts of tips. Like he's out there, he's running that, you hear these things like 1,500 plants, right? And you go, Jesus Christ, that must be insane. He goes, no, 1,500 lights. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. And, you know, I just say, put the poo emojis in chat. What the fuck? What are they doing over there? And he's growing the dank. Shout out to Gabe. He's holding it down. That is I was just talking with someone about that, about how the height of science is nature. You know, like fractal geometry is like all used inside of our cell phones. Like the honeycomb shape gives you the most volume for the least amount of surface area. Bees had figured that out millions of years ago. And so, you know, the Raptor jets are just designed after raptors. You know, our submarines are designed after whales and dolphins. Like the height of sophistication of technology is just adopting nature. And I'm pretty high. I was on with Mr. Ganix the other day, and when I take the edibles, man, I will get going, and my brain is thinking 1,000 thoughts in a row. And then like, so I'm over here, I'm talking, but I'm over here thinking about Janie Bohm. Oh man, remember she broke up with me over the phone, that fucking bitch. And then I was like, oh yeah, phosphorylated clones. Oh yeah, we're still here, guys. I have a see, Kyle's got the edibles. You guys got definitely. We don't talk about the links and all the things, but you guys know where to find it. You type in extract seller and then the numbers, and you can type a slash and find the secret menu. You're gonna find them over there. I love his edibles. He wrecks me, dude. He throws me off cliffs over there. Holy Toledo. Hey guys, good seeing you guys. This is I guess the second time since the DGC Cup. We had the one of the bigger cannabis festivals. If it's not the big, I mean, there's just MJ Berlin. That's 100,000 people. That's a big, but this is a growers festival. And so yeah, my guest tonight, he was there. He picked up, I think he picked up third a couple of years ago, and then our good buddy, he won. It's just a whole thing. So like shout out, like hanging out with High Plains Bud. We're hanging out with Cincy J, hanging out with MN fucking Bud Club. We got Trim Shady, of course, hugs for Chonky Nugs, default behavior. Look at all these people, like everyone here. Like I'm just clicking in a row. You guys were all there. You guys were all there at the DGC Cup. It is a special thing. So thank you guys for all the love. And I got to start writing down. You guys give me these things. And so like I have this thing that just sits there, right in my workstation. It says, remember when you wanted what you currently have. How is that? Isn't that the thing? I guess I posted a video today about the gun. Congratulations to the Supreme Court defending cannabis. Oh man, 9-0 in favor of cannabis. Oh, come on. That Supreme Court's divided and they don't agree on shit. And what me and Banner from DGC were talking about that. Medical marijuana is polls at 70 to 74%. What issue in America? What issue in America has 74% consensus? None. You could argue that cannabis is the most supported issue in this fucking country. And when the Supreme Court goes 9-0 in favor of us, ladies and gentlemen, I'm vibing with that. So yeah, everything's been good. We're in the can apocalypse. We're going to get out of it, y'all. It's a transition period, baby. It's a transition period. Wasn't that the score of the final Stanley Cup game? Shout out to the Carolina Hurricanes getting it in there. You guys, I told my guest today, I was like, I started taking edibles at 1 p.m. And he's like, how's the show going to go? I was like, we'll fucking see. We'll get into it. So guys, we're talking clones today. We're talking all sorts. We're going to be talking a little bit about strains. We're cultivars, as they would colloquially be known. And yeah, so hey, before we get started, hey, let's get perfect timing. So thank you, Mr. Sparkles. That is Bad River Farms out there in South Dakota. Proof about that's what I was going to say about the adopting nature. It finally came back to me. We adopt nature, and that's what commercial cannabis is doing. They're adopting the small growers. Shout out to Michigan Matt out there. He was a DGC's home grower, ends up taking over these facilities, growing the dank. Gabe from Jug Dealers, he'd grown commercially his whole life, but I knew him as a home grower. They're adopting, they're realizing, don't get some guy with a bunch of swagger and a suit and he's bossing people around. Get a guy who has his hands in the dirt 7 days a week for 25 years. Throw fucking 70 grand at him and I can grow the dank, man. It is possible. So when I think of that, I think of Bad River Farms. They're growing some of the finest commercial cannabis out there. It's tough, it is a tough thing to grow the dank. And that's one of the things that you learn at the DGC Cup. Not everybody is growing the dank, but most people are. Thank you. And so I'm just gonna quickly, you guys always take care of me. I had to give a couple of shout outs. Shout out to LJ Jones, the godfather of the GramBorg. If you guys don't know, my membership's $5 a month. You can click that join button, become GramBorg. Assimilation, it is coming. And LJ Jones is the reason for that. And shout out Chonky Nugs, the coolest kid in the cool kid camp. I love this fucking guy. Angus, smoking with Angus. That guy is he's one of when I say newer to the scene, within a year and a half or so. Some of you guys are 10 years deep into this shit. And that's what it is. And then right after that, one of the things right there, Bad River. So just shout out to all the guys over at Bad River. There's the three main hardcores over there. LDGC 420, my first ever GramBorg member. I had to shout out Bare Metal and SK Knight. Thank you guys. I never get a chance to just shout you guys out. You guys do so much for me. And And I love it. I love it. I appreciate it so freaking much. It's a real thing. And all right, guys, we're going to bring in my guest. He, like I said, he finished deep in the cup, and his lady friend also finished deep in the cup. I love that. We need more couple growers. You know, most couples are growing together, whether they want to or not. It's like, babe, if I can suck in my car, you know, my battery died up in Fort Collins the other day. And I'm immediately flying. It's like, all right, maybe I can't pick up my kid from school tomorrow. Maybe my fucking res is gonna go dry and fucking my girl's gonna die. And shout out to Sip Buckets for covering that shit. So yes, it's a crazy world. There's so much stuff in there. So I love seeing the couples come in. He is one of my favorite people in the cannabis community, and his lady friend is literally, she saved my life more than once. And so guys, welcome in cannabis content creator, cannabis grower, and human being who is 7'16". The seed to what are you? Do you go by seed to harvest, or do you typically go with S2H?
S2H, yeah, it's easier off the tongue.
And so S2H stands for seed to harvest. And then, you know, it's interesting with DGC Cup. I noticed everyone calls it the DGC. We call it the DGC Cup. They think the C in DGC stands for cup. It's the Dude Grows Cup. No, it's the Dude Grows Crew Cup. The Dude Grows Crew. We honor the crew. And Scott and Brett take that very, very seriously. And I've adopted it. I have been DGC for 10 years. You've been DGC forever. I love seeing it. And you got a S2H DGC. You got initialisms, bro.
Yeah. Elle designed it for the DGC Cup. We wanted to do something special because it has a special place in our heart. A lot of people in your chat came up and said hello. It's really interesting putting faces to names. And I do want to shout out LJ Jones. He helped out one of Holy Toledo 420, came in with our crew this year, and he helped out a lot. So thank you very much. Shout out to everybody. Chonky Nugs, Minnesota Bud Club. We had a great time.
And then I have to have one more person I didn't write down. I'm short. Thank you, buddy. He did something. He inducted GramBorg members of the Hall of Fame. So, you know, people like Default Behavior, people like Holy Toledo, people like Angus. You guys have been inducted. We have an official. I got a Hall of Fame. That's crazy.
Nice.
It's crazy that people know you and care, isn't it, Chris? Hey, by the way, Can Rattle Chris from the S2H podcast.
First time that we were out, I was talking to a gentleman about some seeds at this seed swap, and Mo called me over and she was like, "Hey, these people recognize us, Mo Grows and Colorado Chris. Hey, come hang out real quick," and asked me to sign something, and I was like, "Oh, it humbles you though." It definitely does.
Well, one of my favorite things in my time in this YouTube game was Chonky Nugs. It always annoys me that people always like to use this sentence. They go, "Well, I'm not one of the cool kids," and I go, "Bro, none of us are the cool kids, right? Like I'm literally just me. I have a camera. You know, you guys are over there. I'm over here, and then like." You know, because I'm the one with the camera, I'm fucking the cool kid. I mean, I am the fucking cool kid. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking, look at this beard. I'm fucking killing it. I haven't showered in 2 days yet. I'm fucking looking rugged. Look like fucking, you know, Stalin went bald and fucking got a job. So it's tough out there for a pimp. But man, so you picked cloning. And so immediately I got a laugh. I messaged Chris today. I was like, yeah, anything you fucking you vibing on? Like because I was like, let's talk about what's in your passion, you know. And he's like, oh, let's talk about clones. I got a little laugh. I was like, the seed to harvest guy wants to talk clones. Whatever, let's do it. You know. So yeah, man. What is your philosophy on it? Are you a clone from clone guy? Because there's 2 schools of thought. You keep a mother plant, aka donor plant. Heck those hoes. And you just keep them around forever and ever and ever. You feed them, you get them healthy, you let them bush back up. Some people go clone to clone to clone. You know, some people say there can be some sort of, you know, degradation. It's not genetic drift. It's more of a stress accumulation rather than something that's drifting. But you're a great grower and you keep your plants healthy. So I imagine they're not accumulating too much stress. You seem like you're a clone to clone to clone guy. It doesn't seem like you got a stable of hose, do you?
No, I don't have room for it. You know, here in Colorado, there's a plant count. I stay within it, and having a mother plant's too big. So I'll grow a clone. We'll grow it big enough to take a whole bunch of clones from it, and then I'll start over and over and over again. And I've just noticed that keeping a mother plant around for too long, you just are inviting too many issues. I don't I don't keep a plant around longer than 4 weeks, 5 weeks at most in veg, and then we're flipping the flower to get it done. Um, I want to get to the end, you know what I mean? So uh, keeping a plant around and trying to keep the nutrition, and plus you're trying to stunt it a little bit. You don't want it going behemoth as a mother plant. You just want to keep it. Hey, the genetics are still here when you need it, and that's we just don't have room for it. But before I'm a seed guy. Elle and I have too many seeds. We pop them. We like hanging out and checking out the different phenos you get. As the laws are starting to change and we come into November, we are kind of having to change our game up unless things happen drastically. But as the way the law is written right now, seeds are not going to be cool. So
yes, guys, this could shake. There is always the chance, right? Like someone just gets a memo. There are a bunch of. I always quote. There's that famous quote from the guy that was running like the Senate Commission on like technology, and he's so dumb. He's like, you guys don't understand the internet. The internet's not a truck. It's a series of tubes. He's bitching out the people that don't understand the internet. He has no fucking concept of what the internet is. So I think these people don't know what the internet is. It doesn't surprise me that they don't know the difference between THCA and THC and all these sort of freaking things. And so there is the chance that like someone figures out, oh God, we effed up. Why the hell would we ban seeds that have no THC? But
none.
In November, we're scheduled to lose that. And now we're going to be able to get seeds. It's nice to be able to be a big boy, pull out your credit card, order something to your front door, pay the man, go to Ross Jeff, pay the man. He gets to eat. He gets to put tennis shoes on his kids' feet. It's nice,
Right. And now us companies that are LLCs and stuff like that, it's just not worth the risk. So we have to flip script. Right now, the way it's written, that any cannabis seed, it's called a hot seed now. It has the potential over 0.3%. They would have to grow it out, and they would have to send that off to the lab to be able to say positive, because you can't test it in a seed casing. So right now, we're looking into clones.
Hot seed. I don't miss the day. I got a vasectomy. I have no hot seed anymore. I'm fucking I am loving that shit. And Chad Westport's in the house. Shout out to Chad Westport. He is the man. Love the I saw there was a someone out there with the scream name. He's Chad Westport, and this guy had West Chadport as his name. I was like, that's just a clever son of a bitch right there.
Right.
So so this is apt in a lot of ways. You're going to be able to get seeds forever, especially in our world. You go to real DGC over there, you're going to get seeds. This is how our community goes. But genetic selection is going to be a bit tougher. We're going to suffer with a little bit more bottlenecking than we already did, and it's going to be tough, especially you live in places, out in the world. You don't have an old boys network. I'm amazed at how many of the DGC Cup people you meet, and you go, I have no grower friends at home. That's why I'm on chat all the time, so I can talk to growers. And I go, you don't know any growers? That's so lonely.
It is odd for us, Grambo, in the community that we're in, because we're surrounded by growers every time we.
I only know growers. Growers and comedians.
Come on up and hang out with me, and then I'm on camera and we're doing the DGC or what have you. A lot of us hang out and we get to talk shop outside of camera, but a lot of people, it's only in the chat. So we like hanging out with you and talking grow. My wife told me to get a hobby because she was tired of hearing me talk about weeds. So here we are.
It's tough, especially when you start making your hobbies your job. I did a podcast with Mr. Gannix. I always want to call them their old name that they're. We don't talk about the home grow those people days anymore. But but I was over there. We talked for 2 hours on the podcast. We did 2 hours of podcasting. Then we clicked end, and we did another 90 minutes of just he and I talking about growing weed in our personal lives. And I was like, Ganix, this is the post show, bro. Why don't, oh, look at, speak of the devil and he may appear.
Nice. He makes it.
So like this is what we do. And shout out to Ganix. He's up there holding it down. It is tough to exist. He's up there in Canada. There's certain places that you can be. We live in Mecca. I was talking with this girl from California and she's like, where do you live? And I was like, the cannabis capital of the world, Denver, Colorado. That's how I roll. I don't give a fuck about no Emerald Triangle. This is Denver, son.
Right. It's just so free form here. People at the DGC, when they came to hang out with me and we're walking down the street and I fire up a joint and they're tripping on it. They're like, I would be worried. And the most that's ever happened to me in Denver was, come on, sir, can you show a little respect? And he asked me to cherry it out. So I did,
Yes. That is literally the limits is your self-respect. Like, I'm not going to blow you guys up. There are other people that don't take, literally. I drove past, I was at a red light and I pulled up next to this woman. She's in a car all by herself. She's probably 29, 30, somewhere there. She is smoking the biggest joint all by herself. And it smelled so good that I almost like yelled at her. Like, what is that? Can I get a cut? Can I get a cut?
Oh, that's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're blessed.
Kyle. Yeah.
We're blessed.
We are.
We are truly blessed. That is everything that we want. And now with the internet, though. So yeah, well, you're not going to be able to find genetics as readily available. So it's going to be very important. I got to meet the woman who was partially responsible for one of my white whale strains, Lemon G. I kind of was dragging my feet on like people that offered it to me in Ohio Terp Queens. Like, oh, I got it from someone who got it from someone, and I love Chem 4. And I got to hang out with P-Bud, the guy who popped the seed of Chem 4. And I was like, can I get a cut of that? And he's like, of course. It like makes my heart flutter where it's like, bro, I get the cut from the guy. So the idea that she's going to mail it to me here in the next week or two. And it's like, bro, I get the cut from the woman. That feels good. And man, that Lemon G, I am going to mass produce that thing. And then GRAMBO cookies, serious seeds. I'm hearing things. It's still in the works. So the GRAMBO cookies, the GMO times the Moombo. And, man, I'm stoked for that. So I'm going to be doing a Lemon G and GRAMBO cookies pretty much for the foreseeable future.
Nice. That is. I got some special clones too that they traveled and they got here and they took root, and it felt really special because of where they came from. They were kind of blessed by a couple people that I have always looked up to in my life, and they're like, well, you can grow it out. You just have to keep it under wraps. You don't get to say who it came from, and you don't get to say what these are, but go right ahead, But it's special in my heart. I got a signed copy of seeds from Jinx Proof, the 9-pound hammer. And I was just like, whoa, blown away, especially when someone like that's like, yeah, I'll be on your podcast. And you look up to these people. Chad Westport, I reached out to, and I was like, hey man, would you come on to my show? And he was like, oh yeah. So
yeah, I mean, Chad Westport, he is a man of the people. I love that man. He is a sweetheart. He's brilliant. I really like when people are smart. It's always like, oh shit. I was going, oh wow. He's like, you're smart. Cool. I like that. No one's smart. Right. Chad Westport is fucking smart.
So So with the cloning thing, there's all these ways that people tell you to do it and that it has to be this way and that there's only certain types to do it. And I have been noticing that people get away with a lot of stuff and still get clones to make it, dude. It's ridiculous.
People will walk up to you and be like, I swear by it. I swear. So I take a chainsaw, I turn off all the lights, and I just throw the chainsaw into the garden and I just let it bounce around for 45 minutes. I go in there and there's just 100% success rate, 100%. And I go, oh, I don't doubt that. Whatever, bro. I guess fucking chainsaw.
Some guys, they just, I trim it up and I throw it a bunch of them in a cup of water and leave it on my windowsill and I'll see roots here in 2 weeks. And
now that's cultivar dependent. I was talking with Ganix. We were talking about the Stanley Cup Finals, and one of the main players in that was Jordan Stahl. Well, the Stahl brothers are these elite genetic freaks who just excel at hockey. Their genes just do it. And I'm just watching these guys. That's how much of a stoner grower I am. I'm watching hockey and I'm thinking, they're just like plants. Like that stall cut. That's a good cut of hockey player. If I was a coach, I'd want that stall cut.
Right. That is insane. So yeah, I've seen it done a whole ton of ways. Some things work. The easy cloner. I think that since we're going to be getting into mass producing clones here in a little while, we might go that route. I've seen, just different styles of keeping your whatever your media is wet. Root Nerds, what's up, Mark? How's it going, man?
Shout out to Root Nerds. He was on. If you guys don't know Root Nerds, he does actually have some of his stuff sitting right here.
Nice.
So yeah, go check out some of his stuff. He's doing good work over there. The creator community over here. God bless. We got cool friends, Chris. Isn't that cool?
I do. I think we do. So do you clone GRAMBO?
Yes, I have a hardcore cloner since so I came up, until I got to Denver and became a bud tender. And so I worked at one of the more popular dispensaries in Denver. So, I'm seeing 40 to 50 different like patients throughout the day, 5 days a week for, a couple of years. And so I got a real swath of what this country is like. And I was actually surprised at how developed my community was. I thought the whole world was just in the dank in Des Moines, Iowa. So in Des Moines, where I'm from, we sit at the crux of I-35, which goes from Canada to Mexico, and then I-80 that goes from East Coast to Denver and then connects all the way. So I was sitting at the crossroads of some of the biggest drug trafficking corridors in the world. And so I didn't realize, like, I had dank dabs back in 2009, and I had people come in like 2015. I got my first dab 2020 during lockdown. I go, what? That's insane. So I had this old boys network of people. We had everything, any cuts, genetics, and so the guy that taught me to grow is my best friend's brother. And so I know them since I was 3 years old. Like 3 years, I was just telling my daughter about like her best friend. I was like, I'm still friends, like you and Nora. I'm still best friends with my Nora. Shout out to Garen Drozd, G-A-R-A-N, Garen. It's a weird name. He's my boy. Ever since I was, although now I'm outing his brother I was going to keep it, but,
Right.
yeah, shout out to those boys. And so, yeah, I was probably 12, 13. And their family had a tradition. They'd go to Hawaii for a week every year. And I was just instructed, GRAMBO, when we go, you don't do nothing. We're going to give you like a couple $100 bills and all the weed you can smoke, and you're going to come take care of it. And he grew an Aero cloner. He just preached. He goes, don't even start. So picture this is 1997, 96 era. He goes, don't even start growing if you don't have the genetics. He just pounded it in my head. Don't even do it. If you're going to pop some bag seed, you're going to waste your goddamn time. This was pre-internet. We didn't have, roll it up and then eventually real DGC and everything. So he pounded it in. Genetics is everything. And now here I am, 30 years later, 15 years of growing, 4 years of this insane plant science. And I go, that is more true now than ever.
It is. And you can see the genetics, now the JR token cut of Cherry Paloma. You asked him a couple years ago if there would be a cut that is known with his name on it, and he would have told you no. So some of these things that are going around, we have newer generation people who have that cut, but they're joining that big group of people that do have cuts. Those guys that are gatekeeping the old stuff, right on, more power to you, but it's time to bring it back. We want our cuts back.
And this is the thing that has blown my mind more than anything. I started hanging out with Jaron a few times a week, every week for years. We used to go deep on plant science and everything. And just the way he pounded in my head, the phenotypic expression, the idea that I was talking with Rasta Jeff about this. Where did the sour diesel go? I know people that know the people. These cuts are verified. It is two people removed from the people who have them. I get them. I grow them out as dank as anything in their weak sauce. I'm just going, what the hell? And then Rasta Jeff goes, well, I got a buddy down in Pueblo, He gives me his sour diesel. He grows the dankest sour diesel. He goes, can I get a cut of that? And he goes, you're welcome to try. And so he grows it out, and it's weeks out. He goes, why is it's the same cut? Why is yours so? He grows in DWC under HPS with GH nutrients in the old style. I'm growing new millennium under LED. There's no infrared. The VPD is all fucked up. It's a different thing. Now, this is not better or worse, but the final straw on this was that aforementioned Cherry Paloma. I've seen 60 different growers grow the exact same cut. And it's amazing that, like, bro, it is almost unidentifiable. That doesn't look like that. I remember Sonny and Vectomia gave me this, it was like purple and orange. It's like, that doesn't look anything like what I grew when I grew the Paloma. So it really does come down to, even if you do have the genetics, man, the way those genetics express themselves in the phenotypes, it starts getting complicated. And as you said, the people get a name because they find the cut. Shout out to Joof. He had that Guava Gator cut. Shout out to
Oh my! I just pulled down Guava Gator. Yeah, that is filleting. Yeah,
it's so good. Yeah, the Guava Gator. It's binary. Like, there's people, you either love it or hate it. It is the most unique. I argue more unique terps. Right? Have you ever smelled anything like the Guava Gator?
No, I haven't. And you'd brush against that plant and be in a completely different room in the house, and someone would think that you opened a bag of flour in that room. It just reeks. One thing I will say, though, it is a better washer than smoking it for flour. Just the way that the structure is, it's more of a leafy structure versus a solid bud structure. So it's one of those that washes better, but I am enjoying the smoke. Everyone that's tried it enjoys it very much.
Yeah, that was when old girl sent me a picture. She's like, I just got a bunch of good veg plants on the Lemon G, and she sent me some. So these are coming down in flower. I just think those are the worst looking plants I have ever. Lemon G is notoriously ugly. Dude used to grow it back in the day. It's just ugly, wispy, nothing. But bro, it's got the terps that it's like dealing with like a hot girl who has your kink, the thing she's a bitch, bro. But have you seen her knuckles? I'm a knuckle man. She's got those knuckles, bro. I'm in the knuckles. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I love it. Knuckles.
Right. That's hilarious. So yeah, we got a cloning journey going, so the clones were taken and they were wrapped in a blue machinist towel, and they took a road trip for 4 days. They were kept in a cooler, and I wasn't sure about it. And they popped. It took about 14 days, the way we do it with the cocoa coins. And I just kept the leaves moist under the clone dome. And after about 10, 12 days, there were little roots coming out, and now they're full-fledged, been transplanted a couple times already. So
that's I had a couple questions. A couple questions I was going to ask that were probably just like standard fare, but there's one that just kind of comes up organically that is important as the seed ban comes into effect, and there's going to be a lot more genetic swaps. How would you prep if, let's say that, it's the middle of summer, I've got to send, I live in Portland, I've got to get it down to Florida. What steps would you take? You're going to take that cut just like you would normally. You're going to throw it in a little cup of water, do your thing. What would you do from the time you slip that razor blade or shear through that plant tissue? What are the steps you're taking to make sure that clone gets to where you want it to get?
It's going to be rooted in a solo cup. I'm gonna clone it. I'm gonna make sure that it pops roots. We're gonna put it in a solo cup for another 10 days, and I'm gonna do it just the way JR does. You put a piece of plastic over your soil cup, and you tape it closed, and then you put a clear solo cup over the top of it. And during the summer, you can throw in maybe, yep. And during
I don't have a second one, but you take the other one, pull it upside down, and just set it. And clear gives it the opportunity to, I guess, absorb a little bit of photon action, keep its metabolism going a teeny bit.
I guess you could put it in a dark one because it's going to be in the dark for 3 days anyways inside of a box, depending on how you ship.
And they do sell those clone shippers if you are so inclined. Chris is you're like I always call you're what I call a man. You know, like you do things like go to post office, you know, like you do things. Whereas like me and Scott, we just go fucking, you know, I'm gonna get clone shipper, bro.
So I don't want to talk down on anybody's product, but anything that's plastic that says clone on it is a waste of money. Anything that has a light in it, it is a waste of money. Any of these other things that say it's going to keep your plant warm and cold, all of it's a waste of money. It all depends on what you're sending through the mail. JR and myself and other people that send clones that have a pretty damn good success rate with shipping and other people growing the genetics, it needs to be rooted in a solo cup. Whether you use cocoa, whether you use soil, it needs to be rooted, and it's going to last the 3 to 5 days in the dark. It's not going to make a difference. The light and all of that stuff, there's not really anything growing. You know, you'll be all right. And we've learned that if you're sending it in the winter, you want to do it overnight, and you're going to put a heat pack in it. If you're sending it during the summer and it's going to be a couple days, a half gelled, freezer pack is going to make it through, and you're not going to have wilts. The clones I get from JR, I transplant usually the day that they come in, and keep them quarantined, but they're ready for transplant when you get them in the mail. That knocks 3 weeks off of your whole journey in growing anyways. If you're going to pop seed, it's a couple days to pop the seed. It's going to take 2 weeks to root in your solo cup, and that's 3 weeks. Or you pay some money and you open it up in the mail and you're ready. Yeah, there you go.
And then definitely pay attention. I got some clones from he's in chat. I guess your mailman sent me some clones, but he sent them in an AC Infinity box. And so I see this box and I go, oh, like Sydney sent me something. Well, that was so nice. She didn't have to do that. I didn't even ask for anything. And then like it's just like a clip fan. And then like it gets like a month later, it gets hot. I got that clip fan. Let me go open it up. And I open the box and just find 6 of the deadest fucking clones. You remember that, mailman? Remember when you sent me, you took all that time out of your life to get me those clones, and I fucking let them sit on my counter for like 30 days before I opened them. So make sure you coordinate with everyone. Let them know what the package is going to look like, when it's going to be coming, and expect delays. What Chris just said. If you can, if it's hot, get yourself a little cooler. You know, put a little, you know, just the way you pack your kids' school lunch, you know, just pack it just like that. It's cold, get a little heat mat, you know, break those things up, the little hand warmer thing, throw them in there.
You put it in your pockets. Yeah, those work perfect. Yeah. Just pay attention to it. And then some people have just decided we lose too much during the winter and don't ship it. But if you are going to ship during the winter, you want to pay the little bit of extra money and do the overnight. You know?
Yes, this is one of the things in cannabis that I'm fairly frugal. I remember the first week I worked with Dude Grows. Scott asked me some question about like, well, can we get whatever? Can we get that technology thing, whatever it was? And my question was, I was like, do you want to buy it or do you want me to source it? He goes, what's source it? And I was like, I don't know, like tin can, like I could cut this open and we could like make a thing out of that. He goes, no, we're gonna buy it. You know, I'm pretty frugal in my life, but when it comes to cannabis, I was talking with my buddy of mine about this. He was like, him and Han about $150 dab rig. I don't know, spend $150 on dab. I was like, bro, you're gonna put $5,000 worth of hash through that thing in the next year, and you're tripping about $150, you know? So like, clones can be expensive. I'll often defend like, I'm not paying $100 for a clone. I go, bro, you get the best genetics forever. They don't expire. You get them for like, you can splurge in cannabis. You can get yourself the nice thing. You can get the thing. Now, like you said, like clone shippers and all this thing, it's you know, why am I going to pay for your solo cup with branding when I could just get a regular solo cup with no branding and it'll get there just fine. Seed starting kits, you know, some people, I love a good seed starting thing, but we're not talking seed starting right now. We're talking clones. So when you cut that clone, are you Nazi about it? Are you like razor blade, cut it too long, put it in a cup of water, check for embolisms? Are you that sort of cat? Or are you just like cut it with the shear, grab the fiskars, cut them out, throw them in there, root them out? What's your move once you take it off the plant? How do you take it off the plant?
The first cutting, it's I strip my plants pretty. We do the schwazing process, if you call it, with Scotty, and swazing,
Shout out to the
schwazing,
Schways.
however. And all of that stuff that I take out, 80% of it is going to start a clone. You know, whether
Bro.
sometimes it'll start 2 or 3 clones. So I just cut
Sometimes
them, and then
a plant material will get so wet in the trash that I'll notice things like vigorous things. It's like, bro, I'll take my trash out. I was like, my trash is rooting. Look
right.
at that shit.
Yeah. So instead of it hitting the ground and me sweeping it up with a broom and throwing it away, we'll just throw it into a solo cups that have water in it. And then I will go in later and clean them up and use a razor blade, and I dip it in the rooting hormone. I like Clonex. People like powder. Food makes one. It's all to your own preference. And I use the little cocoa coins, and I rehydrate them in recharge. And I use Canna's seedling, their new product that's out for seedlings and clones, and it's just very minute traces of nutrients. Because let's be real, until it kicks out roots, it doesn't need nutrients from down below. You know, so if you're going to give any nutrients, you're going to do some type of foliar spray. I hit it with the Foop. Foop has a nutrient spray. Those are it right there. So we'll just hydrate those up, and then I'll just put my slip right into it after I put it in the rooting hormone. It's really easy.
All right. Yeah, Root Nerd said we probably come from a similar background. Like for some reason, I've always grown in cocoa. For some reason, you know, I started cloning into rock wool. So almost every
Mhm.
single plant I've ever had, people will help me take my root balls out, and they go, what the fuck is that thing in your pot?" And I go, "Oh, that's a rock wool." You know, I don't know. Maybe it's that good old boy now. That's how he did it, and so now that's what
Right.
I do. I don't know.
Or the little Root Riot sponges that, yeah, they biodegrade what in a century, maybe.
Yeah, I always say, what's my favorite quote on this? People in chat will already know it before I do it. There is no way to greatness. Greatness is the way. You can
Right.
how do you get to New York City, Chris? How do you get there? You know,
On a plane.
like I might fly. You might tunnel there like a mole person because you're like one of those men. You're one of those men that you hear about with the hands. You got those hands. Look at those giant hands. I have the hands of a baby. I have the softest hands in the world. Women shake my hand. Every woman I shakes my hand, they go, "Jesus Christ." I go, "I know, right?"
What do you do for a living, right?
Yeah, I massage the flesh of, metaphorical flesh. I'm an
Right.
entertainer, baby.
So, and some clones make it, some clones don't. One thing, rule of thumb is take more than you need. I'd rather throw out a couple, that just don't work than not have enough, because that is a problem. If you're trying to save genetics, you take 2
Yeah.
clones and both of them die, you're in trouble, because there's no going
And so
back.
when you say take more than you need, are we talking 10%, 20%, 50%, double?
If I want 4, I'll take 8 and hope that at least 4 make it. I've paying attention, I've stopped being as lazy as I used to, so I check on things a couple times a day. I used to go to work and not look at my plants or anything until the evening when it's almost too late to do anything. But now in the morning before I go to work, I'll check the clones out. I'll spray them if I need to. I'll rehydrate the cocoa coins if I need to. So once I started paying more attention to what I'm doing and actually trying to accomplish, we've had way better of a success rate.
Yes, cognitively it's kind of how you can like drive to work and not really pay attention.
Mhm.
We can clone these things, we can grow these things, and you're just kind of like going through the motions. But if you actually take the moment to just like be present with it, be like, you'll start noticing like, why do I do that? Like, there's probably a better way. That's everything I do on YouTube. Like, it's I'll be watching YouTube. I literally have a video on my phone of this guy. He was just YouTubing, and I was like, "Oh, I like that," and I rewound it and videoed it with my phone. I want to do that. No one told me to do that. I like it, and so same thing. You could watch I could watch YouTube passively, but I don't. I watch it very like, oh, I see what he did there, and that's like yada yada yada. So same thing with cannabis. You can really fall into a shout out to a default behavior and just kind of go through the motions. But yeah, there you go, the zen of herb growth.
Right. I grow in Scotty's real buckets. That is the absolute lazy man to grow. You could check on your plants every 3 days and it would be no big deal whatsoever.
No big deal.
You know,
No big
you
deal.
don't have to be in
Yeah.
there in the soil or anything else. So when we started doing these clone projects, it brought me back to, hey, you've got to look at these every day. Hey, they're relying on you. And in it 12 hours when you're at work for your day job, you can come home and all this work went to crap because your heat mat went out, you forgot to spray your clones that morning or what have you, or oh, I forgot to put the clone dome back on before I left for work, and in Colorado they're all dead.
Yeah, Colorado. In Iowa, I could have got away with one of those sort of maneuvers. You know, in Iowa, if you spilled water on the floor in your grow, you had to like get some paper towels or a mop and get that shit. You know, it's going to be a problem. That's going to f up my whole VPD game in here. And Colorado, no, bro, that's just a little extra humidity, man.
Right, you spill water on your grow, by the time you go grab a paper towel to clean it up, it's gone already.
Yes. Hell yeah. So, all right. And then, what do you look for as far as like, I don't imagine that you let mechanical things, like, I don't imagine you would select genetics based on like, oh, they can survive a 4-day mailing. I imagine you are, and I guess I don't even know that about you. Are you a flavor guy? Are you a fat? How do you source your genetics from these cuts that we're
I'm
getting?
into flavor, and I'm also into what it looks like. For some reason, a lot of people are like, "Oh, we grow cannabis for end product to smoke." I love walking into a room that is getting middle of flower or something like that, and it's beautiful. And my favorite part is the colors. We drop our temperatures 10 degrees between day and night to try to get some of these colors out, and that's one of the big parts. But flavor, I do love a flavor. I love sour. I'm over the candies and the cookies and the fruits. Our genetics that we're growing for season 6, it's called garlic dumpster juice. Those are the terps that I'm after. The ones that make you take a double take, and then if your eyes water, then yes, sir, that's something different, man, because we've all been smoking the same stuff for months on end. Paloma came through and we smoked that for like a year. Guava Gator, same thing. So I want
the guava's so unique. I didn't get sick of the guava because it's so goddamn unique. But things like the Paloma, I'm good, bro. I've smoked it. I'm good.
Right.
So when you say that, so then I see Variant there in the chat. He likes that Australian bastard cannabis that literally looks like just like a windy weed. So I don't imagine I'll be seeing you grow any of the freak shows anytime soon.
No. I did grow.
Scotty's the same way.
I did grow the one that Matt had, his freak show, and I just didn't care for it. I was like, there's something wrong with that plant. It is just misshapen. And shout out to you, brother Variant. I'm not going to talk any mess about what you like to do. It's just odd, and I like big, nice, baby arms and stuff like that. Not this kind of land race where it's kind of wispy, looks like a 1987 High Times cannabis cup kind of thing. That's not what.
See, and that's my philosophy inside the late night smoke here. The official policy is like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like you don't like how someone does, like, that's like being like, bro, fuck blue. Blue sucks. Fuck blue sucks. Blue sucks. What do you say? Blue is, first of all, it's just a magnetic spectrum. It's reflecting back the amount of electromagnetic radiation that it's not absorbing. Do you mean you don't do blue? So it's like you grow that fucking freak show. Oh my, Adam Dunn, you fucking loser, growing that. We need everybody doing this, man. There is no, like Chad Westport. I always say, I make him sad. I fucking hate hazes. There are people that put their life into these long flowering strains, and it's like, oh, every day, 16 weeks, they're in there, what the fuck? You flower for 16 weeks? What the fuck is wrong with it? I will slap. But then also,
I met a guy that said 21 weeks, and I said, I will slap the taste out of your mouth. What are you talking about?
That being said, God bless, man. Like, no one, like, I'm about to grow that lemon G. I have a feeling
Mhm.
I couldn't pay you to grow this lemon. It looks so bad. And I'm going to love every bit of it because I'm going to
Mhm.
fucking freeze that shit. I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to throw it in some turkey bags, freeze the fuck out of it, get it to one of my, if it's live resin, it's obviously going to Kyle. If it's rosin, it's got some other options, also Kyle.
Mhm.
And, I love going to Scotty's house. He'll have like, 8 pounds of weed in his freezer. He goes, oh yeah, you want to take this to Kyle's? And I go, do
Yeah,
I
do me
want
a
to drive
favor,
with
grab the
8
cooler.
pounds, 90 minutes? Colorado's cool, bro, but I'm not taking 8 pounds of weed on a lark.
Right. No.
Allegedly. Oh, and that's Trip, not Scotty. That's his brother Trip, obviously.
Right. So it's interesting. Just I've grown some that I will never grow again. We used to say pop seeds, not pills, and now we're going to be doing clones. But I have grown some seeds where it's just an ugly plant. It We had one that it grew like rope. It looked like braided rope going up, and then it would get so tall it'd flop over. It was absolute fire to smoke, but it was ugly. It was a pain to to cut, things like that. So
If
you
you're going to
you
trim
take a
these
good.
things, that is a consideration as you
Mhm.
pick a strain. If you're planning on like Colorado, we can do our 12 here. And if you are a solo grow, like maybe technically you have to combine it with someone. It's 12
Right.
per household. We each get 6. And then like so you and Mo each get 6, and now you can grow 12, yada yada yada. But we're gonna grow 12. If you grow 12 monsters and you plan on trimming that by yourself and you didn't do good up training, bro, you are like, we don't really acknowledge trim jail. It's more of a passion now. Like,
Mhm.
I like trimming. It's like, oh, it's harvest time. But back in you go in trim jail, bro. Oh my God. Literally, you, if you trim, I said run 16 lighters when I got to Colorado. And my first 2 times of trimming, I looked at the dude I was working with and I was like, bro, we're going to lollipop the living fuck out of these things. Scotty Real told me something. I might have just heard it before I even knew him. Scotty says prune on plumbing. So you top these things, you get all these things, and you'll notice like there's one branch, maybe it's a little bit longer and you like it, but it's really thin. And then there's a little shorter one. It might take an extra couple days to catch up, but it's got this big fat pipe. You want these big pipes, prune based on plumbing. Get yourself there. Don't in tomatoes, they call them the suckers, the thing
Mhm.
that it'll suck all the life out of it. Same thing. We call it larv suckers. Pick your name. Now is the time for up trimming, unless you're gonna freeze that shit and throw it in the. My first time I blasted my harvest, bro, it felt wrong. It's like I just bucked the fan leaves off and like called it a night. Weird.
Yeah, it took 10 minutes per plant, and I just pulled down however many, and and it goes in the freezer bag, and you're good to go. And then you drop it off, and you're like, "That's the last I see this," until a jar gets dropped on your desk and says, "Well, there it all
And
is,"
then
and you're just like,
and then
"What is?"
you drop fucking 27 ounces on a guy and he shows back up with fucking 15 grams. This just none of this, it doesn't feel right, but it's right.
Yeah, you enjoy it with your puff coat or whatever you
Hey,
use.
and Holy Toledo, yes, we are in the era of the under canopy. This is a when I was in Vegas last time for MJ BizCon, it's a bunch of horse shit out there, but they had a growers lighting panel. These 4 assholes argued about every single thing. They could not agree on a fucking thing. But when it got to under canopy lighting, it was unanimous. This is the last frontier of growing. Where are you going to squeeze extra units, extra like double-digit percentage of harvest? Where are you going to squeeze that out of? You ain't gonna water it more. You're not gonna feed it
Mm.
more. You're not gonna up trim it more and get 15% more yield. But under canopy, yes, sir.
That's what I heard. I think that it's one of those things that it depends on how you grow.
Yeah.
Scotty and in Scotty's grow, in my grow, under canopy lighting doesn't make sense because it's all coming from up top. There's nothing that's not getting hit by light. When we clean it up, there's 4 nodes before that's the top of the branch. Everything below that's pretty much gone. There is no room. There's no more light that can be had. But
Mm.
people that grow lower to their bases, things like that, most of our plants are kind of leggy. we've got the room to do that. But in a lot of people's grow, I can see where the under canopy lighting will work. But people get scared. I
Yeah.
strip my plants and they think you took half your plant away. But then when the flowers come out and the plant's falling over,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, maybe not.
It's fun to schwaz someone's plant for it. You don't even have to schwaz it. You know, you can just do like a deep, deep up trim on it, and you killed. It's like I always think of Gollum from The Hobbit. He catches the fish, or from The Lord of the Rings. He's like, "You ruined it, you stupid hobbit! You ruined it!" And it's just like, "No, bro, shut the fuck up! I didn't ruin it, Smeagol. I fucking made your plants the fuck. Don't worry, the precious is gonna be fine."
Yeah, Holy Toledo's like, I don't clean it up as much as Chris, but yeah, we need to do some cleaning up in here, defoliating.
Bro, I like my girls like I like my women. Fucking strip it gone, baby. Let me get my nose in there, and
I'm a legs man.
When I date a
myself,
when I date a woman, I always go, "Are you heavily lollipopped?" I'm calling it.
Yeah, I'm a legs man myself, so yeah.
And shave those legs too, bro. Yeah, you got hairy drumsticks, man. I let a girl poop in my bed, but at least her fucking legs were shaved. By the way, put the poo emojis in chat. Thank you, guys. And oh, my fucking daughter. Oh no. So shout out to a Cat. The day after the cup, Cat shows me this. He's like, "You know what you should get? You should get these little poo emojis things and hand them out to all the." And I was like, "Where were you fucking 72 hours ago?" So I have 100 of these, and so I'm gonna start taking these out there. Yeah, and so this is anytime you talk to someone that's has anything successful, successful people always say the same thing. I never intended it. If you would have given me a million guesses, I would have never guessed that's how it would have played out. I would have never guessed that this girl, that night was very upsetting to me. It was very upsetting. It was gross. And it was like, I didn't like it. And so the idea that like a year and a half later, it is my brand. I go, life is weird, man. Don't plan too far ahead, because bro, you don't know. Look at these poo emojis, bro. So yeah, I carry poo with me so that way I can give it to people.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, be open. Kyle and I, like shout out, Kyle's got the reserve down there, and the whole time we were hanging out down there's my boy. He's got double poo. He's probably got. I wouldn't even. Well, I'll just end that sentence right there. I was about to speculate. We're gonna
late show, but, after show.
Yeah. You after show. And I saw YouTube guys for the GramBorg members. We do a post show after this. We do it's $5 a month. And I take you guys into the real. How did the poo emojis come? Because the night after this girl fucking, I keep want to say defiled me, but I went on the stream, got high as hell, and it was like smoking a joint. It was like Dean Martin. I was like, let me tell you
your story.
Single? So what was there? Holy Toledo, or Aaron, you're married? You're tired of your wife? Yeah, let me tell you about dating in your 40s. Here's what dating in your 40s, And I told it so funny. I really, I'm a stand-up comedian, been doing stand-up for 11 years now, so I have the ability to be funny. And it was just so honest. And so you guys can come hang out. We talk very open. Who am I banging? Who am I not banging? Why do I hate my life? Why do I love my life? Who's a piece of shit that publicly? I say the shit, man. I'm too honest for my own good, buddy.
You're a great dude, man, and hanging out with all the people in the chat, it's always fun, dude.
Yes, this is another one of those fast episodes, man. We are coming up on an hour already, and I immediately go back. I was like, did we even like talk about anything? What the fuck's happening? I started taking edibles at 1 p.m. And here's how good my kid is. My kid is so fucking good. I was like, baby, Dada needs a nap. And she's like, can I play by myself? I was like, yeah. She said, can I come wake you up if I need you? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, go. Oh, thank you, baby. So I caught a little nap in there. And so I was like, let me, I felt refreshed after that nap. I was like, I can handle a little something. I'm going to be all right. And then, because I called baby mama. I was like, hey, baby mama, for a Father's Day present, because normally I take her. I was like, will you come get her? And she's like, yeah. So I was like, oh, I don't have to drive. I don't have to leave the house. Kyle gave me fucking these nuclear fucking things. Kyle fucking, he always says, he'll tell you a number. And I go, bro,
Mhm.
I have my suspicions. Like I was time traveling. This motherfucker be like,
Yeah.
about 150 milligrams in there. I was like, I do this thing I call food time traveling. I will sit so high, I will sit with my eyes closed. I'll have like Pringles. I will just sit with my eyes closed and just eat. And like I have no time. I'll look, it's like, dude, I've been doing this for 45. I've been taking small bites of Pringles for 45 minutes. Like, what the fuck? I should have food time traveling. I don't know what the fuck, man.
Right, and then it turns out that they were edibles the whole time, and then you're trash, dude. Those weren't Pringles,
Oh,
bro.
bro. In one of my last videos, the sativa scam video, if you guys saw that, and thank you guys for sharing that. That video did very, very well for me. But there's a line in there where I keep repeating, like, I woke up on the toilet eating a sandwich, like toilet sandwiches. And I became like people thought it was a bit. And I go, the unfortunate thing about comedy is that like comedy's about truth. Most of the best comedians aren't making up bits. I say, don't write it down. The funny thing, one of my people's favorite jokes of mine, I said at an open mic, I was like, God, you ever have a reverse nightmare where you have an amazing dream, then wake up to your shitty life? And the whole audience laughed. And I was like, really? Like, I didn't think that was a joke. That was just like my depressive thought that I had after being in a menage a trois with the Chess sister. Do you know the Chess sisters? I know you don't. Yeah, I'm looking at, you're one of those men, you don't know. There's these two 10s, they're fucking 11s, and they're like chess champions. They're brilliant and funny and educated and gorgeous. And I just go, I hate them. Fucking god damn it. Beautiful people. I hate talented, beautiful people. Talent is for the ugly, Chris.
Right. It's always
Fucking
fun
hell,
hanging out,
buddy.
Grambo.
It is, man, and I got extra ripped. I hope this is a halfway enjoyable.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. She's married. Get out of here. I got new cannabis hose on my. I'm chasing the canna hose. So are you a canna hoe? Hit me up, DM me. You know what it is.
And that's not Dr. Riley Chonky. She's not a cannabis hoe.
No.
That's for sure. No.
She is yeah. We got to hang out with her with the Jug Dealers guys, and you know.
She's a doctor.
All right.
That's all.
I'm gonna. Hey, this is all for the post show. So, Chris, this was amazing. I hope people got some advice out of there. I think that we covered a pretty good. I'll probably have to change the title a little bit because we didn't get. That's the problem with the live streams. You got to title them something before you start, and then you never know exactly where you're going to go. So it wasn't so much about killing, because there's been a lot of people posting that they've been losing clones recently, and I suspected there was some of these highfalutin genetics that weren't quite bred properly. And then, they weren't treated properly, and they gassed out a little bit early. But I think we covered with the approaching seed ban and the rescheduling and everything. We talked about how you're going to get your genetics. We didn't say outright as the seed ban comes, clones are an exemption. You're going to be able to have clone businesses are going to be a thing. So expect to be getting plant tissue in the mail. Me personally, guys, watch out. I am getting very friendly with the tissue culture game. I'm planning on becoming one of the tissue culture pushers in this world of the seed ban. Let's go synthetic seeds. And I bought notseeds.com, right? And then this is why friends are important. Scott goes, you bought Nazis.com? I was like, oh yeah, I got notseeds.com. He goes, Grambo, that speaking from one marketer to another, that ain't gonna fly. You ain't gonna
not good.
You ain't gonna get people Nazis. I was like, son of a bitch. So yeah, we're gonna be Chris is getting in the clone game. I'm getting in the tissue culture game. And if you need genetics, hit us up. So I love you, buddy. Tell Mo, love her. Hope tell her once she feels better. Can't wait. I got a lot of projects that need to. Chris had to sticky skunk. I don't know if you're in the chat there. Chris is the one you need to thank for those posters from the Jug Dealers guys. 2 weeks I couldn't do it. One day, Chris. He's one of those men. He's one of those men type.
We get it done around here.
Yeah, he's a 3-knuckler. And there's One-Eyed Cat. Shout out to my buddy. I told him the story about the poo emojis. Thank you for the great idea. Cat's very he's a very talented guy, very clever. So yes, brother. So I can't wait to see you. It's good hanging out the cup. And I saw you at the bakery the other day, and let's figure out a way that we can. I always feel weird with these shows. I was like, you're right up the road. Why the fuck are we doing
We'll
this
hang out.
remote? You know, like I don't know. It's a weird thing. Welcome to 2026. So I love you. Canorado Chris, Canorado _ Chris, right? On Instagram. What's your preferred method for people? Because I didn't realize. I was talking with Ganix, and he's like, yeah, I did your show, and then like the next day, 100 people subbed to my channel. I was like, what the fuck? And I go, oh shit, I don't even think about it because I just worry about the algorithm. I'm an algorithm slut. So I'm like, don't mention me. Don't even talk about me. I'm gonna come up through the bushes. Yeah, I'm here, bitch. Yeah,
Right.
and I'm gonna come back down like that. So I didn't realize that. Yeah, you can I can actually affect there. So guys, if you enjoy Chris and you enjoy people who are holding down this cannabis community, grassroots style, go over, follow him on Instagram, follow him on YouTube. You got the S2H podcast, correct? Tell them a little bit about what you do. You do something interesting over there. You do seasons. And as a content creator, I immediately was like, seasons? What the fuck what is this, fucking Jeopardy? Get the fuck out of here. There's no
Right.
seasons. What do you want? Syndicated? Are you trying to get on ABC with your fucking grow content?
Right.
And then, but it makes sense with that. So explain, what do you guys do? What are seasons? And what is S2H? What do you do? Hey, there's Sticky Skunk. So shout out to Sticky.
Podcast. What's up? At Seed to Harvest Podcast, we sell a collector's box at the beginning of every season. Everybody that buys the collector box gets the same genetics. We grow them out. We show updates, and we go over it week by week what's happening with our plants, and we teach the average person how to grow. And Cincy Seeds has helped out the past box, also with this box. And we grow with the show is what we dubbed it. So come on out, check us out. And it's seed, SEED, #2, harvest at gmail.com. Seed to Harvest Podcast at gmail.com. Reach out to us. And that's how we're doing the boxes this year. So
yeah,
extra Kyle, that's why your stuff's great.
That's why it triggered in my head, because you and Ganix, you guys take. I'm a path. I've been in the making things game for too long, towards it's like, fuck, no, I'm just not, what, like the algorithm doesn't like it, fuck it, then I'm not doing, I don't have the fucking energy to fight this goddamn algorithm anymore. But You guys fight the algorithm. It is not popular. You guys are showing plants. You're in there. You take the hit. You guys can be much bigger if you played the game, but you choose to be much smaller and actually play the game that you want to play. And as a whore for the algorithm, I respect you. You're a goddamn.
Yeah. El was going to quit he was like, if I can't show the plants, when everybody got taken down, when you got taken down, we got taken down. He was like, I'm not doing this if we can't show the plants. So we decided to just go for it.
I get it, because like not a week will go by where someone doesn't be like, GRAMBO, what's GRAMBO grow? I've never even seen his grow. And I go, where would I show you my grow?
Right.
Like, where the fuck, like, am I going to be deleted off of Instagram, YouTube? Do I get where exactly? I guess Real DG. And then I always answer my own question. I was like, why aren't I on Real DGC every night? I'm only there. We get in our own little universes, right?
Yeah, we're at 600. We're hoping to hit 1,000 soon, where we can at least do a membership or something like that. We know that we're not going to get ad money or anything like that because of what we do, but they have kind of dangled that carrot about us getting a membership. So if y'all want to help a brother out,
GramFam, this is a challenge to you. Oh, and then once again, and then shout out to you. You did an amazing video with the DGC Cup. It ended up being your biggest performing video. I complimented it. Like, it's I know the game, and when I see the game played well, and I was like, look at that structuring over there. I would say unmute your mics before you go live. You never want to open up with. But and then, so yeah, our friend who won, you're associated. What's your relationship with the winner of the DGC Cup? Let's give him a shout out. Who won the DGC Cup this year, Chris?
Saul Bunyan took first place with G Ride from what? Man, I always keep on forgetting Soulfire. Yep, it's the Soulfire strain now, is what we're calling it, and he's the moderator of our podcast. So he's got the ranch.
There you guys
only
go.
One.
So Chris is bemoaning that it's like, we're a smaller group over here. We're doing this thing. The guy who's the moderator of the smaller podcast, he won the DGC Cup, baby. And so, and all it takes is you get your name out there, Chonky Nugs, right? You get your name out there. All of a sudden people go, oh yeah, I know you. You're that guy. You're the person that did that. That's all you got to do. Be talented, shut the fuck up, wait for your moment. And when it comes, capitalize on it. And Saul's the
Seed
man.
to Harvest has 3 top 10s from the DGC Cup. 3rd, 7th, and then Saul took 1st. So fire.
That's all you need to know. I met Soulfire at an event, and I just cold walked up to him. I didn't even want to say it. I was literally like, hey man, I know a lot about the genetics and this. You're one of the few people doing it right on marketing, and he's mastered the marketing. He's mastered the genetics. He's a fucking great guy, that Soulfire. And that was like 2 years ago. I was like, wait, we're entering into the Soulfire and Night Owl era. And right on cue, we are, I think 3 or 4 of the top 10 were Soulfire.
Soulfire,
yeah,
so 4 this year to top 10.
And yeah, we have no monetary relationship. Chris and I have no monetary relationship with him. No. You do a recharge code? Do you do a recharge code with Scotty?
Yeah, it's S2H podcast at checkout, recharge. And get your new updated grow dots, and you won't see any yellowing in the middle of flower.
There you go. So if you go over to Real Growers, you want some recharge, you want some grow dots, you use S2H podcast. Is that right?
Podcast. It's podcast. Podcast. So that's us.
S2H podcast. Scotty always asks, he goes, Grambo, I gave you an affiliate code. Why don't you use it? And I go, because all my friends have it. It's like every time I say mine, that's taking one out of Chris's mouth. That's taking one out of Cortez's mouth. You know what I mean? Like it's dude pays me for a job. I don't have to, you know, I'm fortunate. I'm not sponsored because I'm so, you know, I don't have to be, so I don't want to be. And fuck yeah, man. So support it. And I'm challenging the GramFam. If you guys love me, just know I love Chris. I love Elkanah. I love the content creators that actually are in there with the plant, showing the shit. And you guys are at 613 subs. Guys, can we get that to 700 by tomorrow? Can we give Chris a present? Can we get him up there? Because once you get 700, 800, 1K is right there, baby. So go over there, click that subscribe button, and follow your nose. It always knows. Look for some yummy GMOs.
And we'll have to bring you back on the show, Grambo. It's always fun hanging out, man.
Yeah, no one ever asked me to be on things. I'm always like, do I seem like I'm like not down to clown? Like,
well, last time we brought you on, we wanted to learn how to be content creators from you, so that's what we did last time. So now we can talk grow.
Yeah, don't ever bring me on a weed stream and ask about YouTube, because I fucking lose my fucking mind. I love the game, Chris. I'm a poker player. I'm an algorithmic specialist. So let's get them up there. Love what you guys are doing. Love you in real life. And let's hang out soon. Love you, buddy.
Stay lifted, my friend.
Hells yeah. All right, guys. That's the wrong screen. I am those edibles fucking it just kicks in. So guys, thank you so much. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And as CJ from Green Healing said, shout out to all the active fathers. Fuck you guys who left your kids. Man, I couldn't imagine that. Like, my kids so much, like preposterous. Like when she was, you guys know, I believe in the coincidence. You know, I'm all about the coincidence. When she was a baby, my mom died the same week as my kid was born. Same hospital. Is a very bizarre thing where there was a life, there wasn't, and where there wasn't a life, there was. It's this weird transition, and I was very emotional. It's a hard time for me. And this song kept playing, and I didn't know what it was. And it turns out that it's the Princess Rosalina theme from Super Mario Galaxy from the Wii. And I made this video of my baby. I'm gonna cry right now. I start crying with her. Fuck it. We're ending the stream. Shout out to the dads. Subscribe. Love y'all. See you for the post show.
He's the man with the can with the punchline grin. Shred licks lit while the grow lights spin. From dude grows to Jug Dealers rise. He's mixing jokes, chords, and cultivation guides. And it's clean, green screens tight. And that theme song hits just right at night. Comedian, grower, and vibe technician. Grambo's the dope on a ganja mission. Cannabis vibe all around this place with the riff that burns and a beat with bass. From the buzz to the laughs to the grow room glow, we salute Josh GRAMBO. Everybody knows, blaze it loud, pass it loud, let the good times roll. Tell a friend, roll it up, that's how we grow. He's the man who does it all, shred a sage and scene, the ordained OG of the cannabis dream. Click play on the channel, hear cannabis vibe. Theme song thumping like a session come alive. Shout out to the artist who composed that gold. GRAMBO brings warmth even when the grow room's cold. High def laughs keep the whole crew alive. Gives love to the ones who help his art thrive. And now he's ordained, yeah, the holy stoner. Tie the knot while he rips out sweet leaf in the coast. Blaze it loud, pass it loud, let the good times roll. Tell a friend, roll it up, that's how we grow. He's the man who does it all, shred a sage and scene, the ordained OG of the cannabis dream. Click play on the channel, hear cannabis vibe. Theme song thumping like a session come alive. Shout out to the artist who composed that gold. GRAMBO brings warmth even when the grow room's cold. High def laughs keep the whole crew alive. Gives love to the ones who help his art thrive. And now he's ordained, yeah, the holy stoner. Tie the knot while he rips out sweet leaf in the corner. Do you take this trade to be a lifelong high? He'll bless your bud for your vows, folk.